We welcome you into the Footprint Center, the Northern Arizona Wranglers and the Arizona Rattlers doing battle on the field. The kids out there having a great time right now. It's 39-7 Rattlers here at halftime. James Poovey coming to you live here alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, I don't know how else to say it, my friend, an abysmal performance offensively there in the first half for the Wranglers. There's really no sugarcoating it. They're going to have to get things fixed here in this second half, and the Rattlers have played outstanding football here so far, half number one.
They have. Give the Rattlers credit for what they were able to do, holding the Wranglers to act. When you look at it, 0 points offensively.
Yep.
The only score they got was Jacob Moss's 50-yard kickoff return. Otherwise, they were shut down offensively. Folks, if you look at these numbers, we're going to give you, it'll kind of make you want to kind of barf a little bit. But on offense for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, here we go. 13 plays, 15 yards. To 26 plays, 176 for the Rattlers. That lets you that sums up the game, the entire first half in a nutshell, James. Yeah, bring us on camera.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and welcome you inside the broadcast booth here inside the Footprint Center. The Wranglers having some struggles. There was a couple of bright spots, but not too many, Ed. But there's a whole other half of football to play, and at least they did have one good bright spot there with that touchdown return courtesy of Jacob Moss.
That was a bright spot. And, of course, that's Coach Moss's son. So if you were watching the broadcast, you saw Coach Moss give his son a big hug. That is a pretty cool moment that happened.
Yes, indeed it was.
Very few and far between special moments for the Northern Arizona Wranglers so far. Just some more numbers. You look at the time of possession, folks, 21-20 for the Rattlers to 8:40 for Northern Arizona. That's another thing that lets you know that it's not going Northern Arizona's way. First downs, you got 15-2 Arizona in favor of Northern Arizona. That's the way it is. Drew Powell, 4 rushing touchdowns. He's got a touchdown throw to his actually 2 touchdowns. So he has counted for 6 touchdowns so far, James.
Well, the Wranglers are going to have to get things going offensively. And then on the defensive side of the football, they got to figure out how to stop these Rattlers. You talk about Drew Powell. He's really played a good game tonight. And when he's not able to do it through the air, he's able to run the football with ease. And the Rattlers have gotten to the edge more than a couple times here tonight.
Yeah, Powell, 11 of 13, very efficient. 118, 2 touchdowns, along with 21. Braxton Haley leads all receivers, 6 catches for 79 yards and a touchdown. Morgan Walker Jr., 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown. Jamal Miles, 2 for 4. Isaiah Houston, 1 for 17. Powell's got 25 yards rushing in those 4 touchdowns. Walker Jr. has 5 rushes for 17. For the Wranglers, of course, you saw Garrett Kettle get pulled in the second quarter. Nick Watson relieved him. Garrett Kettle was 2 for 6 with 2 interceptions, 12 yards, sacked 1 time. Nick Watson, 1 of 3, 1 interception, 12 yards for him as well. He was sacked once. Receiving, Ryan Wisniewski, 2 catches for 16 yards. Ramon Jacquiel Bowman, 1 catch for 8 yards. Dorian Walker leads the defense with 5 tackles.
Let's take a short time out here and come back. And when we return with more Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show, we will visit with quarterback Nick Watson, who was just inserted into the ballgame there at the end of the first half. And we'll see if Nick comes out onto the field here in half number 2. It's anyone's guess at this point, Ed.
Absolutely.
So we'll step aside, take a short time out, come right back here for more halftime show right here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. Stay with us. More to come from the Footprint Center.
That's funny. Desert School's changed their name.
Yeah, now it's Desert Financial.
Alice Cooper! Wait, what are you doing here?
I'm telling everyone, school's out.
For summer?
Forever.
Whoa! Whoa! Dude, put your card in.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. They do so much for you. When they're out there all alone, there's something we can do. T-Mobile, look at these apps, they don't
We welcome you back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers pregame show. We're getting you ready for Rattlers and Wranglers tonight inside the Footprint Center. We're pleased now to be joined by quarterback Nick Watson joining us here on the program for your Northern Arizona Wranglers. Nick, it's always great to catch up with you, my friend. How have you been? And just tell us your overall thoughts on the young season so far. We've got a few games under our belt, but a long way to go here in this 2023 campaign.
Oh man, things been going really good, man. I'm learning this game pretty fast. As far as the season's going, man, we on the uphill battle, man. We just got to make sure we not beat ourselves in these games, man. But I think we're doing pretty well, man. Like leading the Western Conference, which is always good, but we can't, get ahead of ourselves. Stay focused on this week against the Rattlers, man. I think we'll be ready to go.
Nick, what a thriller we had last Saturday up in Prescott Valley with Bay Area coming in town. That was for first place, and it absolutely felt like a first place matchup. It felt like a playoff type atmosphere in the FTC. That's about as loud as I've heard that building. What was your thoughts and your feelings on that game? Because that was an absolute war for the right to have first place in the Western Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew what to expect coming in. We knew it was going to be a dog fight, and it all came down to who wanted it more, man. We showed that we wanted it more than anything. So great to have playoff atmosphere. I feel like we've been getting playoff atmosphere all year, trying to get everybody's best game. But that definitely was a fun game to be in, fun game to be around, and good thing we got the dub.
Now, Nick, we wanted to visit with you for a couple of reasons. We wanted to catch up with you because we really enjoyed talking to you when we first got to meet you back in the offseason. And now you're in a unique spot here. You're in a backup role currently with the team. Garrett Kettle has gotten the start over the last few games. But you know what's really impressed me a lot? And I saw it down in Tucson. I was down there field level trying to catch up with some players, and I saw you down there. You had your headset on. You were basically coaching up the guys, enthusiastic on the sideline, rah guy, getting them going, cheering them on as they came off the field after they made a play, cheering up the defense as well as they came off the field making a play. How are you able to do that? I mean, it's a special person that's able to be that sort of teammate and really be there for his guys and be all in. You're tuned in to everything that's going on with the ball club, and you're ready to go at the drop of a hat if necessary.
Oh, yeah, 100%. One thing is I hold myself to a high standard, man. I'm a man of character. So regardless of if I'm on the field, off the field, I want to do anything to help my guys win. So if that means I got to be a better leader off the field and make sure my guys staying focused, staying locked in, and when they making plays and all that, that's what I got to do. Whatever it takes to win.
How often do you talk to Garrett during the course of a game, whether he's coming off the field after a score or before he goes on the field? How often are you communicating with Garrett before during the course of a football game?
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Oh, somebody called me.
Oh,
sorry.
That's no problem.
We're
We're gonna cut this up afterwards, so it's no problem at all. So
right,
Ed,
cool.
just go ahead and ask your question again, Ed, and then we'll cut it up afterwards. No problem.
okay, yeah, because I messed the question up anyway. That worked out. So Nick, let me start over again. Okay. Nick, what's your communication level like with Garrett during the course of a game, whether it's before he goes on the field or after he comes off the field after a score? What's the communication level like, and what are you guys talking about? What are you trying to do to coach him up and get him ready for the next drive or after he comes off the field after a drive?
Most importantly, just seeing things that he can't see. I know how it is when you're in the game. You got tunnel vision sometimes. I just tell him everything that I do see. Anytime he makes a play that he usually doesn't make, I just try to make sure he's level-headed, let him know that he got it. He's been doing it all year, and just keeping him focused, man. Just like I said, we see the same thing sometimes, but what he can't see, I try to help him out as best I can, and just keeping him focused.
We're visiting here with Northern Arizona Wranglers quarterback Nick Watson. Nick, we got a tough matchup on our hands tonight. Rattlers and Wranglers, anytime those teams get together, you can basically throw the records out the window. What can you expect to see on the field from these two teams tonight, and how are the Wranglers going to be able to get over on the Rattlers this evening?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a dogfight. I hear it's a great atmosphere to be in. I think we play better in great atmosphere, so I think it's going to be a dogfight. I believe we're going to be ready to go. We know what's at stake. They know what's at stake for them, and I think we're just going to come out and make sure we're prepared to battle.
As impressive as this offense has grown over these 7 games, Nick, the defense has just been playing lights out for the entire 7 games. When you look on the sidelines and you watch what the defense is able to do, how they're just able to be just so relentless when they come to their pursuit of quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers. What do you see from this defense? And of course, the defense is going to be paramount tonight against Drew Powell and those Rattlers.
Yeah, those guys bring it every day in practice, man. We see it every day. There's a reason why they're number 1 defense, and it shows on game day. So I think they're gonna come ready to play. They, like I said, they know what's at stake here. They know what we got to do to keep ourselves at the top. And defense wins championships for a reason, man. And they've been showing it all year, and I believe they're gonna keep doing that.
You know, Nick, talking about that defense and staying on that Northern Arizona Wranglers defense, how have they made you better as a football player? And what part of your game have you been working on here on the early part of the season that you've felt it has matured a bit?
Definitely the throwing windows. Like coming into this game, like it's a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the angles down right. And what I've learned going against this defense is just ball placement. You know, they play pretty tight coverage, and they make it difficult to put the ball in places sometimes. You know, just working on giving my guys a chance, and it's hard to get around those guys sometimes. But that's what I've been elevating my game at, and those guys help me, and I feel like I've helped them as well. So,
Nick, the defense makes you better, and of course, you and Garrett having some of the best talent this league has to offer. Ramah Jackial Bowman, Ryan Wisniewski, who made a phenomenal acrobatic catch on Saturday, GG, Jeremy Neal, and others. Just having that wealth of talent at your disposal for you and Garrett has got to be just a godsend for you as a quarterback, Nick.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we always feel like nobody can stop us, and when we do get stopped, it's more on ourselves. We come prepared, we come ready to work every day, and it shows every game day. And we just got to continue to climb, continue to get better, make sure we don't get ahead of ourselves, man. I think we'll be just fine.
It's always a pleasure to catch up with Wranglers quarterback Nick Watson joining us here on the Wranglers pregame show. Stay with us. More to come from the Footprint Center as we get you ready for Rattlers and Wranglers tonight inside the Footprint Center in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Stay with us here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers pregame show. More coming up next.
There's a little piece of magic in the heart of the Verde Valley, where adventure is encouraged. Whether you're whining and dining, rocking and rolling, or pushing and pulling, it's your adventure. Play however you choose.
Who's to say you don't have the skills to reach the top? Who's to say you don't have power?
This is how we do it. This is how we do it for the top.
Who's to say you can't own the stage? Who's to say you can't put a team together? Who's to say who's best? The best ever? Or who will be in the future? And with this game-changing team to inspire us, who's to say what's possible for you? Pepsi, play to inspire.
We welcome you back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show. James Poovey coming to you live here alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. 39-7, our halftime score. The Wranglers once again taking the field here at the Footprint Center. We're coming to you picture-in-picture here inside the broadcast booth. Ed, I hate to be Captain Obvious, but we got to come out. We get the ball first. Luckily, second half here, and we got to go down and score some points right away.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at Garrett Kettle. He's kind of warming up. He's throwing passes to Nick and Jeremy Neal back and forth. So we'll see which quarterback comes out in the second half. But as you mentioned, they've got to be able to get out here, get a score, get a quick score, get some momentum going, and then hopefully that can get the defense going, because Drew Powell has been a monster today. Again, 6 touchdowns. He's accounted for every touchdown that Arizona scored today, 4 on the ground and 2 through the air. So the defense has got to find a way to get to Drew Powell and make him do uncharacteristic things. Just put him in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, we need to do that for the entire Rattlers football team. Make those guys uncomfortable, get them out of their rhythm, and maybe try to get them out of their game plan somehow or another here this evening, and get ourselves back into this football game.
Yes, and it starts on offense. In about 2.5 minutes, they'll kick it off for the second half. So I want to see the offense come out in an inspired fashion. We'll see whatever happened in the locker room. I hope it puts a fire underneath this football team because they need to get a fire. They're down 32 points. There's plenty of time left. There's 30 minutes of football. So crazier things have happened in this league and in football. Folks, I'm sure you've seen it from game to game. This game is not over, but they've got a lot of work to do. The Northern Arizona Wranglers do.
They do indeed. They got to make up 32 points on that score, but definitely possible, especially with the firepower we have here on offense. Thanks so much for joining us here on the halftime show. We encourage you to come on back here for the postgame show after tonight's ball game here between the Wranglers and the Rattlers. And 39-7 our halftime score. We'll welcome you back here on the postgame show and encourage you now to tune in over on the IFL Digital Network for the second half call with Mr. Floyd Simmons and Dale Hellestray, the Super Bowl champion there on the IFL Digital Network. We'll join you again for the postgame show from our broadcast partner, Ed Cole. I'm James Poovey saying so long, and we'll see you again in the postgame.
Go Wranglers.
Go Wranglers. Let's go. Let's get this thing back.